everybody make it. Yay, long drive.
Relatively quick, but my hips are just like...
Yeah, I was timing it so when you got here I can get your initial reaction instead of faking it and be like, okay, get back in the car, get out again.
Right.
So, how's everyone?
Hi!
Carrie? Need help? Okay, so part 2 of investigation here at the mansion / new headquarters. It's the other half of the team. Minus David. He actually missed both times, so hopefully someday I'll see him pop up.
Eric, your place is beautiful, awesome, and I'm excited about tonight.
Dang, like remembering it's been what, 4 years now that I've been on the team?
2017, I think.
Yeah, so it's been 4 years I've been on the team.
I can't believe this is the 12th year. I've been here
12 years.
since chapter 3, since the third year. So I guess I've been here 9 years. Wow. I'm glad I'm still here, and hopefully I'll be here, many more. So, yeah, it's been a great experience.
Team, starting out chapter 9 here. Whenever you see this, I know the cases have been lighter just because of the pandemic state of the world. So when we get a case in, it could be a few months versus every other month like we did before. But 12-year anniversary this weekend for us. I had no clue. I started this group and there's only 3 of us. And then Jackie, who's now on the team still, joined shortly after that. So she's basically original. She missed it by a few months, but not by much. And I didn't know that we were, So I always come across these teams that pop up and then they're gone.
Yeah, you pull up and it just kind of hits you like a...
Yeah, still does to this day.
Drives, they had to come back.
I missed the drive.
Everyone does. I was hoping to catch that, but that's all right. So, Jerrett.
Yeah, I looked up.
Okay, so when we first pulled up, the location definitely hit you like a brick. Pun intended. But it definitely was something that when we first got onto the property, walked into the actual house itself, it was just, there's so much activity still going on here.
Part 2. We going on 2 years. Halloween will be here, so this is great to have some interaction with other people showing up. So last, was it fall? We had everybody here one time, and it was pretty interactive. Eric and I, we don't run our equipment. Even though we're paranormal investigators, it's our house. The spirits are our friends, and they talk to us when they want to. We don't bug them.
It's like a fun house. You literally sit here and you think you're going the right direction and you go the wrong way without realizing it, and then you're just like, okay, where am I? How did I end up here? Where do I go?
Arrived at the new headquarters, and this is my first time getting to see it. There was a lot when I arrived, a lot of things that were really just fluttering off and on.
So this is what it looks like. See the colors, they match.
I love the paint,
match.
looks nice.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah. More intimate, just a better setting, everything.
Did get a swing by from Angela. I talked to Jerrett about it for a moment. It's not something that I feel that she's here. I just know that since I was here, it was my opportunity to say hello and goodbye, and mourn for a moment.
12 years. I cannot believe that I've been with Endeavors for 12 years, all but 3 months. But mostly 12.
You round up.
I'm rounding up on this one, but I'm not rounding up on my age.
Your age sucks.
I am still, how old was I, 18?
You would have been 18,
Or
yeah.
something like that, yeah.
You're 18, you had your braces. I think you were just out of high school. It'd be exciting to try this in a different time of the year as it is now. We went summertime before. This is technically winter until midnight, I think. And then spring?
Spring tomorrow.
Spring tomorrow. So we're changing. So right now, it's still winter as of this is being recorded. But just the differences of that. It's always great. We don't always have the opportunity to go in time and time again to a lot of the clients' places that we do in cases and private residence, because you continue to build onto the story and get more of it when you keep going back to the same spot.
So yeah, 2017, we're in 2022 now. Crazy. And then, yeah, the team for 12 years. I think it's phenomenal. And I love, as a case manager now, I'm, in my personal life, I should say, I am in a new work environment. So my coworkers are getting to know me. And as I am open and out of the closet about what my hobbies are and what some of my skills are and stuff. So I've had some pretty amazing conversations. There are a lot of people who are wanting to learn. And so it's great when I'm able to not only, hey, this is what I do, but this team's been around for this long. So this is a team that's stuck around. This has got some longevity to it. There must be something right that's happening there. And I'm proud to be a part of it and educating people and helping.
I personally like working in the private sector for a reason, because that's the reward, helping business owners, homeowners, that kind of thing. I could care less about going to paying my way into a paranormal attraction or investigating with 50 strangers I don't know. So yeah, I definitely work with my people the best. I'm more comfortable with it. I think each of them could say the same. And we just know each other, and it's great. So hopefully on to another 12. Maybe I'll be doing this till I'm 70. I don't know.
So I can't believe we've made it to 12 years. It's absolutely fantastic. We've seen, like a lot of other people have mentioned previously, we have seen a lot of teams come and go. So it does say something that we were able to hold such a good reputation and be able to stick through and really support each other, not only as a team, but as a family. And that's something that I was mentioning in the car ride on the way here to the ladies, that it's been absolutely amazing seeing the progress that everybody has made. And I got to see all three of the ladies actually go from the initial, which we all go through this stage of, I think I feel this, or I kind of feel this, or really like second guessing themselves. And it was honestly super fantastic. And it's been super fantastic to sit down and watch everybody kind of blossom into who they are now.
12-year anniversary of endeavors. It's hard to believe that I've been here for half of it. 2016 was such a long time ago. So much has changed and so much has developed just within our teammates and who's all still here and around, and what they've enjoyed growing into their gifts and their abilities and the endeavors that they have gone into outside of just our investigations, and the growth and the support that we all have for each other and those things. And it's been kind of cool. And there's not a lot. I've been with them 6 years, and in that 6 years, there's a lot of teams that are no longer around. Just straight up fact.
Well, I'm glad to be here a second time. This place is beautiful, and I remember what we caught last time, and I'm hoping that the spirits are willing to come out and just give us their stories.
They're not just in it for the bullshit. It's regardless of the ups, regardless of the downs. It's not about popularity. It's not about ego. It's not about the show. It is literally the people that we're helping continuously, whether or not you're watching or not.
Because a lot of times in the field we get so ridiculed or criticized or just ignored. So to have that family base where everybody can kind of support each other and call each other out on our bullshit when needed. Love you, Sedona.
Oh, we've all done it. I think I've done it to everyone at some point.
Yes. And that's super key when it comes to any good, I think, team, is just being able to call each other out and being able to sit down and be like, this is where you're doing fantastic. This is where we need to work on.
I've been blessed to be with them this long, and I thank all of you for sticking with us too.
We are making a difference. Feedback and everything I've gotten from both clients, team members, past, present. been great. I mean, just the vibes off of it. We've always had people gravitating towards our table sometimes when we're at events, and just kind of spill their guts out to us about something.
I'm so grateful for the experiences I've had. I'm so grateful for the knowledge I have and the confidence I have, and that I've gained and earned. And that's a big thing, is you don't just get it, you have to earn it too. So that's fantastic, and I can't wait to see what else happens within the years to come.
Yeah, thanks for staying with us and supporting us on this channel that you're watching right now currently, and for those that have met us in public events, and hopefully we'll show up at a public event near you soon again. Well, welcome, second half of the team for a two-part investigation here. First part was in July, and it was fun. We had some good interactions there and confirmed what we had initially thought as we moved in, and we were kind of tight-lipped. You know, Jerrett and I, we experienced things even separate. And every once in a while, when I was out or it was just him home alone, I was like, were you just walking in the hallway or something like that? I'd be like, no, I'm not even home.
I've been gone for an hour.
Yeah.
What?
He did that a couple times.
I heard you guys talking and arguing. No, wasn't that. Okay.
Yeah. And then when Dorothy had lived here, one night she was like, texting me, I was downstairs, when are you coming to bed? I'm like, why? And she had witnessed basically an actual, I believe, or the way she described it, actual work. Mm-hmm. One that you see, you know, with your own eyes and stuff. It kind of went above the bed where my bed is still now. And it kind of went up. Several different spirits that we kind of picked up on. We kind of already talked a little bit, but there's a boy that's been present. There's a female that's an adult, not coming off senior citizen adult, but an adult, and she's always up and about. And Jackie had mentioned something that described her, and it was kind of like that lady of the house moment with Amaya.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had that going on.
Is that the one who keeps like fluttering around?
Because there's one that has, she's in that, like that Victorian, almost that old style full dress kind of thing. So there's that, and then there's the one that I was thinking that she was describing is kind of always just around with a bunch of energy, was the boy.
Yeah, the little boy is the all over the place.
Oh,
and
the one, zippy.
yes, that's exactly how I described it.
Zippy?
He's up and down, and he will brush up against you, or even it feels like slap your ass as he goes by.
Yeah. Ivan was a name that got the
Yeah.
last time, but we
Yeah.
weren't able to historically fit that with their children.
Right.
But still could be something.
It still could be.
someone different.
From Angela. I talked to Jerrett about it for a moment. It's not something that I feel that she's here. I just know that since I was here, it was my opportunity to say hello and goodbye and mourn for a moment.
So we had kind of a more serious conversation when it came to mental health awareness. And
During the briefing, got a little heavy for a second there. Is that some of the team members' first time seeing me and or being here in the present since the tragedy that we had at the end of 2020, shortly after we moved here. Angela had passed, and so that came up, and then the serious conversation that we had about those that more or less can suffer in silence, have nowhere else to go.
And I just telling you, you tell us if we do something wrong.
No, you're fine. More focused on those that, like last time we were here, not so much on
Yeah.
her,
Oh.
but
Just talking about that. Doug, I worked on my son. I'm gonna walk into the bathroom, look at his room, and he's gonna be dead. He's threatened. And I don't know what to do about that. I mean, there's nothing that I can do to stop him.
nothing I could have done to save her.
There's. All right. When it comes to suicide awareness and suicide prevention, here's the deal. It is nothing that you can do when someone makes that decision. It was pre-planned and done a long time ago before it ever happens.
Doesn't have
They
time to go.
talked themselves out of it 13,000 times. Okay? It is nobody's fault. However, there are people's that influence by how it is being treated and dealt with as it's being brought up. There's a lot of gaslighting of just getting through something rather than saying, listen, experience it. You're allowed to feel like shit. You're allowed to feel like you're not going to get through it. Denying it is only going to cause you to hurt more down the road rather than facing what it is right now. It's the most difficult thing to get through when you go through those things. But you also remember you've gotten through 100% of every day up until that point. This is that aspect of, I was saying, the difference between faith and hope. Hope is the idea that it's going to change. When you're dealing with mental illness, it is not going to change. Just some days are less sad. That's the reality. You know?
The topic of Angela got brought up, and Carrie wanting to make sure that we were okay. All of our topic, of course, the mood got really, really heavy. Carrie had talked about having a love circle. I think it was in the car ride. It was on the car ride here. And so after the mood dropped, she suggested, asked if that was the right time to do her love circle. Absolutely. And that actually felt really, really good.
You cannot be responsible for what a person's mind is going through unless you are bullying and intensifying the situation. And sometimes we do when we get fatigued. Sometimes we end up where we're arguing and we're just tired of it and just tell them to leave.
Okay, carry on. Thank you, everyone. Carry on. That's enough. That's enough about
Take a breath.
you last.
Heavier in there.
Okay, go ahead.
In and out.
I was gonna say I might need to reground before we do it. Some of us.
Okay.
was that a love circle?
No, if you want to do a love circle, I'd love to do it.
Yes, I think that would be a great time to
All
do
right,
that.
everybody stand up. Give with
I
your
need
right
to
hand, you
go here.
receive with your left hand. I had us all give light and love to one another. And we talked about on the way down, it's just a way to share love and energy. And it's really cool when you give energy out to people and they're able to receive it. And then if we all of us receive each other's energy, pretty strong group of witches. Slightly.
Oh yes, Carrie had us do a love circle, and yeah, at first I didn't really feel it. Then all of a sudden my body just kind of got tingly and everything. I just really felt the love from. I always felt the love from this group, but it was like a nice experience that we all shared.
Close your eyes and take in a deep breath through your nose. Hold and tense all the muscles of the body. And release through your mouth. Take in another deep breath through the nose. Hold, tense, and release through the mouth. Now see your energy in your heart center. It's kind of a golden pinkish light. It's where you heal and create. And see this energy grow greater and larger and start to expand outside your body. See it touch the person next to you and see it all come into the middle together and spiral around. And feel the energy go to the person to your right and to the left and feel that energy in a circle, creating a bigger and bigger light to reach those who have passed, those who are here, and those who are to come. And just feel the energy grow, reaching out to others. Now slowly bring the energy back to yourself, into your own body, but keeping the light and the love out for the whole night and the whole week for others to receive and for you to receive back. And then when you feel totally back in yourself, from the toes of your feet to the crown of your head, taking a deep breath and open your eyes. And turn to everybody, every person to right, and tell you, I love you just because you are.
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 Heart hands, not hearts.
Thank you.
Love circle. You feelings.
Needed a moment of that. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Shall we?
All right, and what's lovely about getting playsets on the registry like this too is a lot more fact stuff documented than our average home. And in Illinois, they don't do abstracts like they do in Iowa, so this was a nice way because this gave even more information than a typical abstract would.
Nice.
So going on here, the house was originally built as a double pile central passage 2-story cubic Italianate house with a belvedere with segmental arched windows, paired brackets, dentiles, D-E-N-T-I-L-S. Could be an older word that's not used much now.
Architecturally.
Yeah. And a Gothic revival style entry porch. It has a cornice with paired decorative wood brackets and recessed wood panels on the cornice. There is a raised cornice. There's a lot of big words here. Hey, I went to Woodward.
Curtis is a big story. Masonry.
WT.
I was not good.
Yeah, Madrid. Yeah, we were arch enemies, our schools. Yeah, you know that whole thing. The windows are 4x4 with cast iron hoods. The 2-story brick rear wing to the south was added in the early 1860s. This is evidenced by bricks that do not feed into the south wall of the main house.
So there was an additional addition on, or is that the porch that they're talking about at that point then? Because they'd already talked
Yeah, 'cause
about the first edition, which
That
was
wasn't
the kitchen.
original. Yeah.
Right, the first addition to it, because kitchen wasn't original.
Mm-mm.
That was the first addition, and then there was
That's
a
what they're
building
talking
over
about.
off to the east.
Then this
they
side
just
they're
said.
talking about.
And then
And
something
there's another
southeast.
Yeah.
There was another
Yeah.
addition.
In the early
Where the porch is at.
1900s, these two additions were removed. Front porch deck was increased in size, and rock-faced concrete block piers
Yeah,
and
they-
foundation were added. Also, both the main roof and front porch roof bolstrades were removed.
All the wood decoration.
Yeah, that's sad. It looks awesome. It's in the picture here I showed you when they had it. 3 additional 4/4 windows are added to the east elevation. 3 chimneys were removed, and one new one was added on the south. A rear service porch at the south wall of the main house. The east wall of the rear wing was added. This is evidenced by a 1910 photo of the house. Yeah, it just goes
That's pretty
into
cool.
a lot of stuff like that.
Well, that explains why I kept getting confused about which door and entry was the add-on, because they both were.
Because there's 2 of them. Yeah.
So, and then what we have here, which is a cool news article thing I found, and I put this on the table out there. Some of you might have read it already, but so from Little Rock, Arkansas, so Thursday, the 15th November of 1888. Sudden death. Mr. Jacob Mershon, wealthy banker who arrived in the city a day or 2 ago, accompanied by several members of his family, spent the winter with relatives, died suddenly yesterday at the residence of his son-in-law, Mr. Frank Durrell, corner of 19th and Main Streets. After illness of about 48 hours, Mr. Mershon had been in failing health already for some time and sought a warmer climate to spend the winter. While en route to his city, he was taken sick and died, as before mentioned, of cerebral apoplexy, a deceased at 76 years of age. Stuff that he did.
And did this property used to have a farm on it then, or more?
It had a paddock on the side where our neighbor is now. I can see from the picture, which I'll pass it along, where they had the burrows, I think is what they call them, out there.
Yeah, there was farm and just
This was definitely more
Orchards.
country-ish back
Yeah.
then, and kind of like everything, you know. So that's just kind of a quick rundown of the history and that, and things we've experienced without going too much into, because I still want you guys to experience your things that you might pick up on.
And then I'm looking forward to actually playing with my pendulum. I got it in Alton, and I very, very rarely pull it out and use it, but it seems to be highly active tonight. So I'm interested in using it as a tool. It's not something that I usually do on investigations.
Donna has something new she wants to
Oh, so my experiment? Okay. So pendulums. People are familiar with the idea of pendulums, or they pretty much should be, that'll move. But I want to be able to kind of debunk that it's, someone holding on to the pendulum, someone swinging it, or if it's environmental things. So
their energy.
yeah, exactly. Am I changing it? Am I setting it off? So my experiment is then to just, let me get it set up in a little bit, but to suspend it in the glass bottle, and so that there's no outside influences on it.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. That just, thank you.
how'd you do that?
Very talentedly.
Okay, John.
Go on.
Setting up basement area. Let's see time here. 10:29. No problem. I love it. So smooth, just like a Cadillac.
Alright, so the first session was super, super quiet. It was Eric, Mary, and myself down in the basement area.
First session. It's Mary, Jackie, Eric. Okay. So, I'm gonna start the audio. Oh God.
Sorry.
Okay.
Is it on still? Should be. Oh, must
I heard like a little chart.
There we go.
You want to do a sweep?
Yeah, let's try to do one. You got your K2 on?
Yeah.
All right, 71.9 Fahrenheit. Where'd the K2 go off?
Yeah, this one was over here.
And remember, don't bump this table because that's the Donna's experiment. Oh, that's...
Okay.
All right, you might remember us. Of course, you might know me. Just introducing again. Remember Mary from the last time? She's been here before.
Hello.
Interacted with Mary. Jackie, good friend of mine. She's here first time. Very respectful as well. Maybe you picked up that on her energies. And she's here too to say hello. So if you're here with us, you can step forward. You remember how to work these devices in our hand. This one sets off different numbers. That one blinks some lights.
Do you want to take a step a little bit more to the... It'd be your left.
To my left.
This
Yep, other way.
Yeah.
So that way that camera can catch.
Yeah, so you're not in the way of it.
There you go. You're good.
It's okay. She was directionally challenged earlier setting up the camera. It's like, turn it right. Your other right.
I was right. My brain was slow to catch.
We blamed it on our high schools.
True.
Is there anyone in here that would like to let your presence be known? I have this device in my hand and it lights up like that if you come close to it. So can you come close and light up those lights for us?
Kind of getting a heat spot on my
You're getting a warm spot?
left hip.
Okay.
I'm trying to decipher if it's not just the blanket, but it's a cold spot on the right and a heat spot on the left.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just been kind of consistently hanging about there.
It's funny you say that because that's one of the, and we didn't tell you. It was kind of cool when Jackie had picked up on warm spot vibe, and I remember what happened before. I didn't tell her ahead of time. And the other team previously had a warm spot feeling in the basement. I believe everyone that was there at that time. So Crystal and Jerrett, Boonga, and my best friend Colton. I think they all experienced that last time. So that was kind of neat because down there it's chilly. I mean, it started out about 70 degrees. We ended our session about 63, but it was a gradual down, which makes sense. And down here, that was the thing that the group was experiencing. Because down here it's naturally just chilly. It's more cool. And there was warm spots detected before. Crystal had it before. I think Jerrett experienced it when they were here. Maybe Kelvin too. I think even Colt. I think all of them did, to be honest. When they were here. I have to watch it back, but I think they did. So.
Are you standing by Jackie?
I was gonna say either go step over here, or if you're going back over here to
Okay.
see if you experience what she's experiencing.
Yeah, that's what I was
Okay.
trying to.
Just so
actually
you're
make
out of
my
the
way.
camera.
Okay.
I don't mind if you come stand over here, or if you want to stay over here, it's fine.
Because right now, I mean, we're a little lenient on spiritual. I mean, I guarantee upstairs, since I didn't give a directive, they're probably gonna be just saying things left and right with what they're picking up on. But it's okay. I mean, this is kind of a science session, but it's open just because I've already kind of been here, and it's.
Yeah, no, you haven't had any scientific proof.
That's why we're focusing on trying to
Yeah.
get them out, because when you do, we do eventually. Like we were starting to kind of get some stuff very lightly, but and there it goes again.
Come on in here and talk with us.
Again,
You turned. You probably caught it on camera coming on?
I did, I think,
I was
because
watching.
literally something was standing in the doorway.
Yeah, I was watching it when it came on.
You
Let
over in the
me-
doorway? Yes.
Hold on. Let's wait for it to go off and
Okay.
make sure I'm not the one turning it on.
That's a hell of a stretch. If you are, is it facing towards you?
No.
It's facing towards the stairs, isn't it?
Yeah, looks
It's
like
like
facing
middle-
towards the
'Cause
stairs.
the sensor is only it's narrow, Yeah, everyone just be still. Should go out. There we go.
There it goes. Up.
You moved a little. Very little. Alright. We'll just try and establish if that's you. If you're figuring out how to work that thing, that's great. We'll wait for it to go out.
And then I won't move and we'll
Right.
see if it goes.
Okay, and then Jackie move a little bit like you did before. Yeah, okay.
It's when I get
Yeah.
right here.
Alright, well.
That's kind of.
Not substantial enough.
Yeah.
Double.
Mhm.
Okay.
First session, I paired with Carrie and Jerrett. We went up to the second floor. We pretty much started in Jarrett's bedroom. We got a little bit of activity from the device that Carrie had. I don't recall what the name of that one is. We got a couple of hits off the obelisk. Yes, thank you. Got a couple of hits off that, and it was generally pretty quiet.
I don't know, you know, one place that never was investigated last time in my room. Nobody was ever in there last time.
Let's go in.
I don't know if they did that bedroom or not. I think we did hallways.
There's nothing to flashlight in here at the moment.
I know I get quite a few of you guys visiting through here. Not only with my work, but with what you guys are here that live here. We don't normally have equipment going. And these are some new friends that are on the same team of the people that you met last time.
Hi, my name is Sadana.
I am Carrie. And thank you for letting us visit. Is that your coffee machine that's making the ticky noises?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
And it will beep when it turns itself off.
I'm a little jealous about Eric and Jared staying here because this is a cool house.
Very awesome house.
And remember to step down in there too, so if you decide to go in there, Mary, don't fall.
It'd help, probably trip or something. So.
I'm gonna take a camera for a moment.
Thank you. So Jared, have you ever had things move that you think that are in a different spot?
I've had a couple. I've had a couple of things like fall over for no particular reason. And I've had a few things disappear and come back. But it's not like a regular occurrence, and it was just something stupid, you know?
So you don't see it as ill intent?
No.
That was me.
Something knocks over crystals on my altar every once in a while. I'll hear them fall over, whether that's from traffic happening outside, you know, because the main highway isn't far.
Right.
It's about 120 yards. So trucks are big enough, I guess it could. But, yeah, there's been little shit. Nothing major.
There's a boundary that I don't understand.
It boils down to free will. Just like you cannot cross over a spirit that does not want to be crossed over.
It's okay to move it.
It is all about free will.
Move it in a
Even
circle
those
for
that
yes,
cross over still visit
side to side
because
for
it's
no.
their free will. It's
Do you
when
understand
we're
us?
dealing with trapped or attached, it's usually an emotional trauma that keeps that cord connected. Much like we do in life when we get attached to a living person and break up or separation, and you go through that wailing grief of longing for that person. In death, it's very similar.
Scanning AM.
What's nice about this upgrade is it has a built-in amplifier, so you don't have to use that separate. I don't know if you're around when we use this much, but Remember the Spirit Box, SB7, had a very weak speaker in it, so we had to use that amplifier separate.
Yeah.
This is nice because it's loud enough, but also it has a record thing, so it records directly to the SD card too. So it keeps the raw file pure, and we can review it later instead of having to hear it through secondary audio devices to review what we thought it said later on. So we hear it when it's happening. It's kind of nice. And this has a mechanism in it when the frequency is interrupted just enough that it's supposed to slow it down a little bit automatically, which is kind of cool. All right, is there anybody here with us? So now I have another way that you can communicate with us in real time. To talk through this device. Could you let us know who's with us? Alright, we are done down here running at ITC, so we're back to quiet. So if you want to run yours a little bit, let us know.
Yep, getting ready to. Here, take this for me.
Oh, because this radio set it off.
It was really quiet down there.
Earlier I'd seen the night version of the festivities. So I'd seen like the carriage pull up, I'd seen it was dark outside, there was lanterns lit. Question.
Yeah.
So earlier when I was saying I saw it was night outside and there was a carriage and the light, and a lady came in with the dress, could it be, and this is just something I picked up, could it be that they are preparing for some sort of party and that's why it felt super just zippy when we first got here?
Could be.
So they're not necessarily communicating because of something about to happen or going in the process of happening?
Could be. I mean, if you've seen that picture in that book, that was actually a wedding party. In the book with the old picture with all the people in the front. Yeah.
It definitely seemed like they were preparing for something. My initial reaction or thought would have been a party of sorts, and the staff was just too busy to stop and talk, or everybody just seemed kind of preoccupied. And
There's a little bit of that where it's like, oh, you're doing this again. I don't want anything to do with it tonight. Kind of an off night kind of thing, which it's fine. Not gonna force anyone to say anything.
I got I don't have time for this right now.
Yeah.
Are you pleased with what Eric and Jerrett are doing to care for this home?
Did you say my name?
Yeah, images of a bright sunny day, hustle and bustle. I can see like wagon carts coming and going, people moving quickly from one location to another, just intent on getting their stuff done.
Jackie picked up something similar to you guys didn't communicate?
Yeah, no, Jackie and I hadn't talked about it, and then, Eric had reported that Jackie was talking about seeing a similar scene like that, so then it was like, I've been kind of seeing those images. I had talked about it upstairs, actually, with Carrie.
Alright, I'm checking. Alright, how's you guys doing? Do you need more time?
Mm-hmm.
We can wrap up.
Alright, meet you on the ground floor.
They're talking.
But I also had the theory that, if they're happy spirits and they don't need anything from us, it's cool.
It's just really, really quiet. It's kind of that normal that I deal with day in and day out. It's you feel them coming in and out. You feel them all around you. Occasionally you'll pick up stuff, but it's we're all like coexisting. We're all living our own lives simultaneously. So it's just a little hard to explain.
I heard noises
So we're all
behind me.
thinking of it. You heard noises? Everyone gather around. This is the festivities about to begin. And now, Jerrett, if you want to run the necro. Oh man, with that light shining on there, I need to wipe that off.
It's a saying that word. Right.
Oh, on
Whatever
here.
it is, so that
dust.
All right, so our last session of the night, we ended up deciding to go to the music room. Eric played the piano for a bit, trying to get some responses out of that. And then we started asking about different aspects of the family, if there's still family in town.
It kind of, our first primary session kind of came across as, like I had mentioned before, not having time to talk to us. Just kind of an off night, which is fine. So we went ahead, the festivity vibes that we were getting, we went to, of course, the ground level, to the music room again.
Yep, reading in the book the different pieces, so trying to establish whether Jacob and Job were the same two people, whether there was a mistype or someone there. I think there is two actually. There is a Jacob and there is a Job, but I think that there's some typos sometimes when they're talking about him and they're getting interchanged in some of the stories in the prints. So that we can all be thinking on that word without saying it out loud.
Because there's that, and there's also thinking where it's like we all get spread out, and I walk around, show, you know,
Pick a word.
either way.
Earlier, and it just seems like it would be appropriate.
Oh, yeah, I said that earlier.
Right.
Yeah, that's one.
We can do that.
Well, probably a minimum of 3 different ones. We're spread it out over 3. Anything else?
So what's the hustle about?
Chills.
I feel cold on my legs.
You're just too busy tonight right now? Are you ready for us to call it a night?
Would you have kids that we're unaware of?
Something session, and the session is what I thought I heard. That's why I was like, wait, did I just hear that?
To Mr. Mashan and his legacy. So I am just going to speak to Mr. Mashan. Your legacy is fine as far as I can see. Your house, the house across the street, is a testament to how stable your foundation was. I don't know what all your relatives are doing. We can try to look into that. But your legacy is very stable. Thanks.
What was that?
I heard that.
Mary Louise.
Mary, did you wheeze?
It sounded like Louise.
And then we heard what sounded like a wheeze twice. Initially, we thought it might have been Mary, but Mary said that at the time she wasn't making any sound. She was just playing with her hair.
It almost sounded like a kid.
I thought it was Mary wheezing.
No.
Huh.
No, what? I went off the shelf. It was like playing with hair.
That's the
Yeah.
loud I'm talking about.
Yeah.
First audible voice. Okay. Tonight. We've heard it before, but
Yeah.
There it was again.
heard it briefly. Are you here with us? You deciding to try to talk? Actually, out loud? To hear you? It's impressive. Oh, is that a yes?
It goes off again.
Our understanding of that is it takes quite a bit more energy to try to actually create that sound for us to hear.
You're gonna face my
I'm not far behind. I'm slowly leaning further over.
I guess I've been looking at the map and probably getting.
You're bobbing forward and your hand is twitching on the floor like this.
Oh, I was
Just
thinking-
don't fall back into the cello. is all I
Yeah,
ask.
I was rubbing the carpet.
Like rubbing the carpet. Eh?
I was before at least.
Look, I don't mind the carpet.
Yeah.
That's something you need to do in private.
Carpet match the drapes. I don't know.
Her wrist was twitching like a cat in its sleep.
So I kept it going a little bit longer, but now we can do the before we'll take off. I'm gonna do the thought.
Okay.
You just probably keep that
Ready, I see the
going.
word.
Keep it going.
Just walk by, see the
Mary,
word. The
did you see
word.
what the word is that we have here?
We're not gonna say it out loud. It's on the
We're
piano.
not, yeah, we're not saying the word out loud, because we want to see.
And we did an experiment, which I've been wanting to do for a while, because ITC has that theory. It's kind of a love-hate thing within the paranormal community. Either you believe her in it, or you just absolutely hate it.
So it's still to be debated on if us putting intent into an answer could actually pull out that answer from the obelisk.
But the theory of them picking up on our thoughts and the thought of all of us thinking the same thought at the same time just seems a little suspicious to me. So
Our intent and our psyche doing it, or if it's the spiritual realm pulling words, or if it's the spiritual realm reading our thoughts and then pulling words from that. So it'll be fascinating to see if we got anything EVP wise on that.
do I think that yes, they picked up on our thoughts, but we were all consciously thinking the same thought at the same time?
We can get it to say it.
And any version of it that comes through is a half win. If it's the whole word that comes through, because we talked about that.
Okay. Got it.
So we can kind of spread out a little bit. Someone can go in the dining room. Sit on the table.
Here. I was to say this angle from over here, I can see it.
We'll do it for like 5 minutes maybe and see what happens.
Okay.
Start thinking of that word only. You what?
I heard it.
Yeah.
I've heard it twice.
Yeah.
I've heard it 2 or 3 times, I thought.
Interesting.
Focusing on the second half to see if we can get that to come.
Yeah, focus on the last name. Now, whether that is a spirit that can hear our thoughts and still says it through, mocks us, back, to be decided.
We did use the obelisk later, and we all thought of specific words. The first one was Betty White, and that one actually worked and came through because we ended up just reading the word instead of saying it out loud. And we all put that mentality and that intent into that word. So the words, the name Betty White.
The first time it was pretty simple, pretty easy and fast. Surprised me a little bit, but then we tried it 2 other times and it didn't jive up, so there wasn't a concrete pattern. But definitely want to revisit back to that experiment and try some more. Well, that was faster than I expected. I think we have time for the second word. Let me randomly pick one. I was gonna say, what was that? It'll just be an ongoing thing. We'll try it again sometime.
I think putting a picture, a mental image with the word helps send it across, because I'm pretty sure we were all had the same mental image, and once I saw it in my head, that's when I heard the loudest
Right.
from the other room, and I was like, yeah, I heard that one.
Yeah. So, okay.
We practice that at the School of Metaphysics all the time.
Yeah. No, and you nailed it, and it happened quick the first time. I was like, okay. See if we can do this, recreate it over and over again. Cool. All right. Well.
Yeah, overall, tonight was pretty quiet. We did seem to really hone in on, there was a festivity going on tonight, so it was really quiet for the most part, but we did get little bits here and there. So I'm looking forward to see kind of what we got on evidence and see if there's anything else that can kind of be added to at a later date.
Loved this trip. Loved the house. Love Eric. Love Jerrett. Love everybody here.
Good morning. It is the morning after. I am not nearly as tired. I at some point ended up tapping out last night. I was just too exhausted from my day. So I was one of the first to go to bed, but slept really peacefully, really quiet. It was very comfortable. It's very nice to be here.
Our visit's coming to an end. I had a great time.
So this visit comes to a close. Second half, my team got to experience some things here.
We're so professional.
You see how quickly we assembled?
In this old, wonderful mansion, and it is fascinating to see the changes from investigation to investigation. We do multiple of them. Last time seemed a bit more active.
Happy to have seen my teammates again. Hopefully we get together, again really soon.
On Carrie, give us a show.
Yeah. That was years ago.
Throughout the night, I would say I slept pretty well. Initially, when I was first falling asleep, I did notice kind of maybe a little bit of activity kind of coming and going, but it seemed like, and it was almost like a recognition of like knowing I was in there sleeping. So it was like not anything too dramatic or anything like that.
There you go. Carrie's going. Mary, look it.
It's not happening.
Excited to it was nice to hang out with my team. It was really nice to be out here at the new property. It is really just calm and a very inviting environment.
And that has been a moment of uniqueness from our team. That's what you see sometimes when the cameras aren't rolling and we're not heavy in our cases. This is just us being us. Now, Jerrett, I think we need to go our separate ways. Okay, not everything lasts forever. There's some concerning things that I've also heard throughout the years, but it just built up to a point now, especially when it's more personal. Some personal differences, inability to communicate, to resolve some of those differences, and just some other stuff. But it's really been since Chris, back in chapter 1, that I've had to let someone go from the team. Jeff was going down that route, but he was mutually agreeing he needed to bow out, and he moved back home down south in Arizona, I believe. But this situation is much more comparable to the Chris situation. Just toxic connections, needing to release, and knowing when that time to release and go our separate ways was needed. So Jerrett, as effective immediately, is off the team, no longer associated with Paranormal Endeavors, no longer a evidence analyst with us. Then crossing into the personal aspect of things, I opened my home to him for the last 4 years, starting in 2018, and just I have to let him go, you know. Wish him the best on his journey, his next chapter in his life, and I'll need to go on mine, and the team will have to go on ours. So, but time to move on, no more dwelling on it, and it is what it is. We just all need to move on now to better energies ahead.